So whatever you're doing, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and go ahead and hit that share button before we do anything else. I'm waiting. I'll give you a moment because you want to go ahead and let people know that Mimi the Motivator is on and she is about to pour into us. She is about to give us a nugget that we need so we can increase our wealth around here. So go ahead and hit that button, make it happen right here, right now, without delay.
The enigmatic entrepreneur whose words will make you sure. Know, trust, and believe. The master teacher has come to help you succeed. The gem dropper, the truth speaker, the voice in the universe that will bring you to your highest peak. Welcome to the Get High on Motivation show.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, love bugs. It is your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, Mimi the Motivator, and I am back with another show just for you. Just for you, not nobody else. Although, yes, somebody else could probably benefit from being in the building. So go ahead and share this with somebody. Go ahead and ping somebody to the room. Make it happen. Do what you need to do so you can share the wealth. Today's topic, it's a little bit about wealth. We are going to talk about how we can use the 80-20 rule to increase our wealth. And our wealth includes our happiness, our money, and our relationships and all of that. But before that, we are going to have a little bit of food for thought. And our food for thought comes from my homeboy, William Shakespeare. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I had to spend a lot of time, I feel like, with William Shakespeare when I was in school. And it wasn't so bad. I wasn't too mad at Shakespeare. He taught me a few things and he was very eloquent with his words. And I like that. He challenged me to think and had sent me to my dictionary quite often so I could have a better understanding of what he was really saying. But this one is not so eloquent, but it is thought-provoking. Shakespeare asked, can one desire too much of a good thing? Can you, love bug? Do you think it's possible to desire too much of a good thing? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think that you can desire as much as you want of a good thing. I think it is a great thing to do. What is it that you really desire? And I think you have to think about that because sometimes we desire bad for other people. Now that might not qualify. What is it that you really desire? What are the things that are on your mind the most when you first wake up in the morning? I ask you that because that's what's most prevalent. But what if we started controlling our thoughts more and started thinking more about those things that we really desire? We really invested time and energy into thinking about what we would love to have in our life, what would make our life just a little bit better, or maybe a whole bunch better. We're not going to say want and we're not going to say need because we don't need for anything. If we needed it or if we need it, it will show up. It's already destined to do so. So what is it that you need? You don't, right? But what do you desire? Desire the mess out of it. I always think about Kanye West's song back in the day. He said, because I desire $300 jeans, does that mean that I dream wrong? No, absolutely not. Me and my best friend, Miss Marilyn J, have this thing about Honda dreams. She secretly recorded me one time. I was upset about it too, but it was so hilarious that we continually listened to this video every year. And she recorded this a long time ago, so we had to give it a name. It's called Honda Dreams. And there is an episode about the Honda Dreams because some people only have Honda Dreams. And some people have Maserati, Mercedes-Benz, AMG, GTR in a hell green magno color dreams. And it's okay, whatever your dreams are, dream the mess out of them, desire the mess out of them. Don't allow anybody to judge your dreams. Sometimes you got to keep your dreams to yourself because sometimes you might dream too big for the people around you, and that's not your problem. That's their problem. But don't ever limit your dreams or limit your desires to fit the people around you. Don't limit your desires to make the people around you feel more comfortable. Don't limit what you do or your standard of quality because of the people around you. Just because they have low standards don't mean that you have to drop yours. I know we're supposed to do what the Romans do when we in Rome, but if you Egyptian, then you're going to do what the Egyptians do and teach them something in Rome, because that's what the Africans did. The Africans went over there into those English and territories and whatnot and taught them how to increase their royalty. The question is, can one desire too much of a good thing? Now, what they say is having too much of a good thing can be bad. Now, yeah, like, you can't take too many vitamins. You take too much of it, it's not going to do you any good. Yes, we need to have balance in our life. But to desire a good thing, no. There's nothing wrong. There will never be anything wrong, I don't think. I don't know. Always and never are generalizations. But for the most part, it's definitely okay to desire that good thing that you desire. If you desire more wealth, more finances, if you desire a better relationship, better romance, it's okay. If you desire a bigger home, it's okay. If you desire a whole fleet of cars, it's okay. If you desire to just live out on the water somewhere, it's okay. If you want to live in a tree in Costa Rica, it's okay. Desire what's good for you. Don't desire what's bad for someone else at your expense. Just desire what's good for you. Don't even try to decide how that good thing is going to come to you. That's not your part. Your part is to have the desire. It's the secret that is woven into so many of these historical books that all the top folks want to read. It's desire. It is the key to wealth. So what do you desire? That's a good thing. Today, Love Bug, I would like to encourage you to invite you to desire it more. All right. Ooh. All right. So today we are talking about the Paretos Principle. So Paretos Principle is the 80-20 rule, is what is more commonly known as. So I want to give you a little background on where this even comes from. So the Paretos Principle, first of all, Pareto was a dude in Italy. And this guy figured out that there is this such thing, he calls it the vital few. And the vital few is the top 20%. It was the top 20% of the people who had the property, the money, and the influence in Italy. He also realized that in this, that 80% of the wealth in Italy came from, or was not came from, but was controlled by 20% of the population. That rule still applies today, nationwide, worldwide. There's 100 and some odd countries, but out of all those hundreds of countries, only the top 20% controls the world's GDP, all the money. So something else this guy realized, is he was a gardener as well, is that he noticed that in his pea garden, that only 20% of his pea pods was producing 80% of the peas that he was harvesting. So that means that this rule goes all the way around. And today we are going to talk about how we can apply this rule to our life, so that way we can increase our happiness, so we can increase our wealth, our health, and more. So let's talk about this 80-20 rule. So recently it's come to my attention because I realized that I started working more hours and I was making less money. I almost was making no money. I'm like, wait a minute now. I'm tired. I'm stressed out. And I'm not having anything to benefit from this, or to I don't know, that goes with this. I'm just not following. I'm not understanding what's going on. It would seem like if I am working more, then I should be producing more. But one thing that I know is that busy and productive are not the same thing. They sound synonymous, but busy doesn't mean that you're actually producing results. You remember when you were in school and you used to have busy work? The teacher left you some busy work for the substitute teacher to give you? Yeah, it was because that busy work was just to do that, was to occupy time, to occupy your mind, to occupy and keep you off of that substitute's nerves. It wasn't that it was to produce any result for you, but it more than can. So what is the 80-20 rule? How can we apply it more to our life? Well, the first way that I apply it is the easiest way, is with my eating. I eat by an 80-20 rule. I eat 80% for nutrition and 20% for entertainment, because I noticed most of the people in my life eat the opposite. Even the ones that are vegetarian and vegan, they eat a lot of processed food, so they're not necessarily eating healthy. I always think about this YouTube commercial with this guy saying, are vegans and vegetarians healthy? Beer and French fries is vegan. He made such a good point. How are you applying? What are you doing with your time? Because that's where this really, really applies to. Time is your most valuable resource. There ain't no refund, no exchanges. There's no rewind in real life. So time is your most valuable asset, your most valuable resource. It is your most valuable possession. And how you invest your time is at the uttermost of increasing your success in life. How are you spending your time? So what I realized in my own world is that I was spending too much time on stuff that was not producing a financial return. It wasn't even producing an emotional return that felt good. And then I started noticing that I could apply this to some of my clients' life, some of the people that I mentor, some of my friends. Like one of my clients, she makes jewelry. So she makes these wonderful bracelets. I'm wearing one now. Shout out to Enchanted Treasures. But guess what else she does? More than enchanting jewelry, she can enchant your life with conversation. And instead of her focusing her time and energy on promoting these chest conversations, as she calls it, she spends more time beating up some string. Now let's think about it. Let's say a chess conversation might cost, I don't know, might cost $50. I don't know how much they cost. But a bracelet costs $5. And it takes the same amount of time, excuse me, I'm a rewind. It takes her way more time possibly to make a bracelet than it would for her to have a chess conversation that will pay her $50. Which one would serve her more? I can use myself for an example. For a coaching client might pay me $1,700 for a 3-month package. But I also can show up to a corporation and spend an hour or maybe a couple of hours and get that $1,700 and go on about my business. And I'm not tied down to a client. We really have to start thinking, how are we focusing? What are we focusing on? So if you are a business owner, more than likely, there's 20% of your product line. There's 20% of the services that you offer that can return 80% of the income. But most of us spend most of our time procrastinating and doing the stuff, the 80 that only gives us the 20 back. Does that really make sense? Just think about it. Make a list. If you have a to-do list of 10 things on that list, more than likely, there's 2 things on that list that are really going to make that tremendous difference in your results this week or today. So what does that mean? You might want to look at your list. You might want to look at your priorities and really look at what are the top priorities that can produce me more results, more return on my investment of time, more return on my investment of money, more on my return of investment of energy, because your energy is your asset. We need to focus on those small few things that can make a tremendous difference in our lives. When we look at the relationships in our lives, typically we spend 80% with the people who piss us off, get on our nerves, and we really wish they were gone somewhere. But if you make a list of the people in your life that really make you happy or feel like it stimulates more joy in your life, or even the experiences that you do that bring more happiness to you, those things are the things that we probably, I ain't even gonna say probably, I don't want to should on us, but we must invest more time. Invest more time with the people that bring a smile to your face. Invest more time doing the activities that bring a smile to your face. If you're working a job that keeps you frowning, that keeps you upset, keeps you sick, keeps your head hurting, then you might want to invest some time into finding a new job that has an environment that does suit who you are and how you are. Because if you're going to be spending 80% of your life at this place or with these people, you should enjoy it. You should enjoy the team that you're working with. Now, I'm not going to say all the time because that's a whole nother 80-20. Know that you're going to enjoy the people in your life 80% of the time, but 20% of the time, they're going to get on your last nerve. And you're going to wish they just go as far away from you as possible. And that's okay. Because relationships aren't always up. Business is not always up. It's ebb and flow. But let's focus on flowing 80% of the time so that we only have 20% to ebb. Reprioritize everything in your life with this rule, and you will produce so much more. Your productivity is going to go through the roof. If you just focus on that 20% that gives you 80% of what it is that you really desire. Like Shakespeare asked at the beginning of the show, can one desire too much of a good thing? No. What I want to challenge us, love bugs, because we're working on being 1% better in one area of our life. Today, we are going to reprioritize what we have been focusing our time, our energy, and our money on. I bet you if you tracked your spending for the past month, you'll notice that some of that money that you're putting out there is on stuff that you don't even use, subscriptions that you don't even use. You're bringing stuff through the door that you're not even going to wear, not even going to eat. It's just sitting there collecting dust. But what if you invested more of your money into something that would give you more of a return? We have to reprioritize using this Paretos Principle, the 80-20 rule. So I want to challenge us all to make a list of everything that we think we need to do. And then go back and prioritize that. What's most important? What is going to bring me the most sense of accomplishment? What is going to give me the biggest return? And focus on those things and forget everything else. You can literally cut your work life down 80% if you focused on investing your time and your energy and your focus on those 20% of the things that can give you so much more back in life. Today's show is how to use the 80-20 rule to increase wealth. And no, wealth is just not your finances, it's every aspect of life. Wealth is based upon your happiness, your mental wealth, your physical wealth. If you notice, even if you were to go to the gym twice a week, it would keep you in shape. Even if you went outside and ran a mile twice a week, it would keep you in somewhat of some shape. Versus avoiding it because you're like, oh, I can't go to the gym every day. I don't have time to do an hour a day at the gym. I understand. But if you invested just a little more time into your health, you'd have more energy to do the other things that you desire to do in life. Many of us are too tired to do what we really desire because we have not been investing what we need into our health. So let's review a few things of places where we can apply the Paretos Principle. So first of all, in our eating, eat 80% for nutrition, 20% for entertainment. Don't get so strict on yourself. Well, I'm going to eat this strict diet. I'm only going to eat this. I'm only going to eat this. You need to splurge sometimes because if not, you end up binging on some stuff that you don't really need in your life. Next, we're going to apply this to our happiness. We're going to invest more time with the 20% of the people who really bring a smile to our face, a smile to our heart. the ones who just make us feel a little calmer, versus the people who just talk too much and gossip too much and just get on our nerves. We love them, we're related to them, so we can't get rid of them, but we can dial back on how much time and energy we invest with those people. In our productivity, we're going to make a list and we're going to look at what are the most important things. If you could do one thing today, love bug, that will make you feel like you have accomplished something, what is that thing? Get it done. Make no more excuses. You can either produce results or reasons for it not being done. Let's produce some results. Let's produce more results. Let's increase the results that we are experiencing and that we're even producing for the other people and organizations in our life. And then the last part is with the money. The money. If you are a business owner, or even if you are a manager, consider what could you focus on? What are the small few things that you could focus on that will generate more income and more results totally for you and for your organization? I bet you it's not what you think. It's not all that stuff. Let's dwindle these lists down. Let's dwindle our to-dos down. I'm going to challenge you to have not more than 3 to-dos a day. That's why you see a lot of those calendars, they have 3 to-dos, because you should not be living your life by a to-do list. We don't live our life by a to-do list. We live our life by a calendar. So once you have prioritized what's most important in the different areas or the different roles that you serve in, plug those things into your calendar. Make them a priority. Really pay attention to where you are investing your time. Some of us need to track our time the same way we're tracking our spending. Some of us probably spend more time scrolling on Instagram, that thumb moving, when that thumb could be typing something up or producing some content that we're sharing, because we all have some content within us. We all have something to share. We all came packaged and purposed. So it's time for us to start focusing on the 20 that can get 80% of the attention, 80% of the results, 80% of the income increase starting now. So I want to thank everybody who has tuned in all the different areas. We're on Clubhouse today. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're everywhere today, y'all. So there's no excuse not to get it in. And if you missed today's show and you're just chiming in, make sure that you catch the replay on any one of the podcast or music streaming apps out there, or go to my YouTube channel, because it's always there. I definitely want to appreciate you, because you need to be appreciated. And if nobody has told you today, I want you to know that you are the bomb.com, and I love you. I believe in you, and I believe that everything that you desire is for you. I believe that what you desire, you deserve. I believe that what you desire desires you and deserves you and is worthy of you having it in your life. So let's step out there on faith, because we know that our thoughts become things. So let's focus 80% of our thoughts on those 20% of the things. Let's recondition ourselves. Let's reprogram ourselves. Let's unlearn and relearn, so that way we can become who we really came to be. There's a bigger version of you inside of you. There's a greater version. There's a more prosperous version. Pull that person out. Allow that person to stand up at the forefront and walk in your purpose. This is Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, and this is the Get High on Motivation show. I love you, and I'll be here next week and every week for you. So make sure that you are tuning in. Make sure you are sharing this show with a friend, because this isn't just for you and me. It's for someone else too. So if you love somebody, send them this show. If somebody has been getting on your nerves, send them this show. If you know someone who is ready to just level up in their business or in their personal life, share them this show. And wherever you are, you know I like feedback. So reach out to me and give me some feedback and let me know what was the biggest takeaway from today's show for you. And I'll be here next week. Be happy, be healthy, but most importantly, please, 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 please be you.